Welcome back to Solo Marvel Champion. Today I'm starting my mini campaign, Green Goblin. I posted this on Facebook a few days ago, and I have a link to the file. It's a PDF. I have a link to that in my description. Basically, we're going to do Risky Business, Mutagen Formula, and Venom Goblin. What we're hoping to do is get to Venom Goblin using the Goblin Glider rather than the Advanced Glider. Norman has 14. When Norman would attack, place an infamy counter on instead. And when he takes any damage, remove that many counters instead. So we're trying to get counters down to flip him. So Miles, he only has 9 health, where Peter Parker has 10. I just played a lot of Peter Parker recently. I think Miles is okay with 9 because he has a lot of stun, so he'll take fewer attacks. What I'm really looking for to open with is my defense mechanism and power within upgrades, and maybe a web shooter to just kind of get things rolling. With those 2 upgrades in, he's kind of got confuse and stun on demand. Okay, what do we have here? I do have a defense mechanism. 1 rapid response. I really want to be using those rapid responses on my Web Warrior allies. So they're going to leave play, give me some effects when I have my other Web Warrior cards in, and then come right back into play so I can, hopefully trigger that again of them leaving play on the same turn. So I only need 1 rapid response, and I'm actually going to keep the rest of that. Web shot is nice to see this early. I'm going to start with 2 for Maria, just because that lets me draw a card. There's Hobie, which is nice. I have a lightning. I don't have a lightning for web shot to do its thing, so I'm going to use web shot for defense mechanism, and I can use that at any time because it's a response. And then because I have that event which lets me go find a Web Warrior ally, I'm going to use both of these for team building exercise, and that is just going to help me going forward. Let's flip up. I'm going to attack, remove these, flip over to a State of Madness, and interplays with 2 counters. When that flips, he flips. Two. Now Maria will thwart those off. In this campaign, I want to keep thwart off of here. I don't want scheme 1B to advance or to complete, because that is one of the steps in ensuring Venom Goblin does not have the advanced glider when we get to him. Maria did take 1 point of damage. Let's draw. Did get a web shooter, which is nice, and my power within. And that's the one right there I really, really want to get in. And I've got a first aid to help keep him alive. So 1 goes on. He is going to attack for 3. Before I take that attack, when he came in, I have to deal 3 indirect damage. I'm going to go ahead and deal it all to Miles. So now he's attacking. Maria's going to block. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. And she is defeated. Then I get a bad card, a guard. I really do hate guards, but that's okay. At least it doesn't have toughness. So we have to play this so that we can get Spider-Man in. I play Spider-Man using first aid. I don't want to use my web shooter. Don't want to use that either. Web shooter, and I'm going to use that as my energy resource. Miles or Peter Parker can come into play. I'm going to attack with Peter on this guard. Then I'm going to attack and defeat this guard with Miles. Now, ready Spider-Man. Spider-Man is going to attack for 2. I'm going to hold that power within. It's ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. That actually just sets up my combo perfectly. I'm going to get to use Web of Life and Destiny, get that in, get SPDR in. I may or may not do anything with that rapid response. I may use that to play Power Within. One goes on, he's going to attack. I think he's just going to defend since he's going to get to ready with Spider-Man. So I'm defending for 2. That's 3, 4. So I do take 2. Bad card. Payoff. Place 1 infamy. Oh, that's a booster. Okay, this has 2, which isn't terrible. And I think, yeah, let's thwart this off, get rid of it. Which readies Spider-Man. Spider-Man is going to thwart that off. Let's put Web of Life and Destiny into play. And use 2 for SPDR. She's just going to attack for 1 this turn, so that next turn, I will be able to defeat her with excess damage and she'll come back to hand. Now, what I should have done, I am going to back this up a little bit. When I thwarted, I'm going to use this to use his ability. I'm going to give him a tough, and I'm going to confuse the enemy. This is going to allow me to flip down. I'm going to use 1 for that Power Within. Now, after I change to this form, I get to shuffle a card in. I'm thinking I'm going to shuffle that defense mechanism back in. Let's ready, draw 6. 1, 2, 3. Got my defense mechanism. 4, 5, 6. Jefferson Davis will come in good here as well. 1 goes on. He cannot scheme. So no counters are removed. Bad card. Place 2 on Criminal Enterprises if you cannot remove 2 from State of Madness. And that is where this scenario just gets annoying because he just keeps flipping back. It's hard to beat him and also have to deal with the indirect damage that comes with him. So let's start by recovering. Let's flip up. I do have a first aid, so let's swing in and play first aid to heal Spider-Man Peter Parker. Let's attack with Peter Parker, which is going to remove 2, flip him back. I do have 3 indirect damage. I'm going to put 1 on Peter Parker and then take 2 myself. I don't know why I did that. Take 2 myself, and then he takes a consequential damage. Let's go ahead and get this into play. It's not going to help me this turn because I'm already down, but that's fine. Let's thwart this off. It's going to defeat SPDR by excess damage, excess consequential damage. I would get +1 attack. I'm just going to use that to show that. I also get to draw a card. I'm going to use that Power in All of Us for SPDR. Attack for 1. I'm just going to use that Swing In for defense mechanism. It's ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, give me a Moon Girl right now. Did not get Moon Girl, but I did get my Across the Spider-Verse, which is interesting. So, one goes on. He attacks. What do I want to do with that attack? I think, again, I'm going to defend. That's 3 and remove 1. I do take 1 damage. Bad card is another payoff. Okay. I hate to use up Spider-Man right now. Let's do this first, though. Let's thwart for 2. She's going to come back to hand because she had excess damage. Consequential damage, I have to say that. It's excess consequential damage. Gives me +1 attack. And lets me draw a card. Genki Lee is important to get into, I think. Genki Lee is a really good support. Let's use 2 for SPDR and have her attack for 1. Let's have Spider-Man attack for 2. That's going to defeat Spider-Man. It's going to ready me. Going to give me another +1 attack. And it's going to draw me a card. There's Moon Girl. I do have lots and lots. 1, 2, 3 mental for Moon Girl. It's going to draw me 3 cards. There's a web shooter. Okay, now this is where I like having these both in play at the same time because the Arachnobatics is going to really help me just chew through some damage. So I have to look. I can attack right now for 4. Which gets him down to 3. I need 1 more. I need to be able to do 1 more attack. So I might save... No, this is actually going to do the attack for me. You know what? I've got a tough status that I forgot about. I don't know where my tough status went. But let's attack for 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to trigger both of these. I'm going to do Spider Camouflage, which gives me a tough, which I completely forgot about before, so I'm going to put it on there now. And confuses the enemy. I'm going to pop this one off, deal 2 damage, and stun. I'm going to use Moon Girl to defeat him. He's going to flip to stage 2, which has 18. Now I have the problem of 4 indirect damage. So I think what I'm going to do, because I want to keep that, can I take all of that on my tough card? Or can I only take 1? And that's a question. I'll leave that question to the comments. Right now, I'm going to say I'm going to take all 4 of that and knock that tough off. If that's not right, let me know in the comments. Now, because he's both stunned and confused, I'm going to use my Helicarrier to play Arachnobatics. I'm going to deal 2 plus 3 plus 3, a total of 8. 6, 7, 8. And let's get, I really just want to get, I guess, these resources back in. So let's, no, but I'm going to go down to Alter Ego. So let's use the web shooter. You know what? I don't want to take the damage. I'm going to use Clarity of Purpose for the web shooter. I'm going to use the web shooter and Cross the Spider-Verse for Genki. Let's flip down. I'm going to shuffle my stunning one back in. Power Within. Hopefully get 2 turns without an attack. I don't know why I shuffled my discard pile. I'm going to shuffle Powered Within into my encounter, or my deck. And then I don't need to use this right now. I'm not going to bother with this right now because I'm going to have to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can draw one with Genki, and I won't have a new encounter card. So I'm going to go ahead and ready. And what I'm hoping for, there's auto is nice because with team building, exercise, and web shooter, I can play auto and then ready web shooter and draw a card. And I did get my Power Within. I did get an Arachnobatics. Hard to say. So one goes on. He can't scheme. Let's hope this bad card doesn't flip him. Surges. Guard. Guard isn't terrible in this case. So, because I can defeat him with a web shot. But that's not, the stun won't matter. So, is there anything I need to do? Yes, I do need to draw with Genki. Get a double life. That double life doesn't really do me any good, unfortunately, at this juncture. So let's just flip up. And I should have shuffled my other one in. I should have shuffled the Confuse in, knowing that he was going to potentially be confused. So let's thwart these off. She comes back to hand. I get +1 attack. I draw a card. There's a web shot, which again doesn't matter much. I do get this, but I'm hoping to defeat him on this turn. Maybe I won't be able to. I'm going to use both of those double lives for web shot just to get rid of this guy. I'm going to use a team building exercise and a web shooter for Spider-Man Auto. When Spider-Man Auto comes into play, I can ready an upgrade. If that upgrade is a tech, I get to draw a card. Let's do 2. Let's just do 2 for web shot. 2 for a web shot, which deals 4. Attack with auto for 2. When auto goes away, I get another +1 counter, draw another card, and now I can just attack for 4. Attack for 4 to defeat him. So, normally when I do playthroughs, I test the deck a whole bunch before I face the villain. But I did not do that this time. I just grabbed this deck, I built this deck, put him on the battlefield, and this is my first time playing this deck. Actually, it's the first time playing this deck, period. But in the same vein, playing this deck against this villain. So it was a lot of fun. Let's look at the victory and defeat conditions. I'll put it on the screen. If the players are defeated, doesn't matter. I'm going to skip all of the defeat because the player was not defeated. Victory. Each player not defeated by damage may choose one support or upgrade they control with a cost of 3 or less, recorded on their card. I think I'm going to go ahead and choose Warrior of the Great Web. Having that in play at the beginning means I don't ever have to worry about it again, unless, like, Caught Off Guard comes up. So I'm going to write Warrior of Great Web. Now, if there are no hired gun minions in play, each player checks the no hired gun box on their campaign card. There are no hired guns, so I'll check that. And if you defeated Green Goblin while still on Scheme 1B, and I am, I will check Hostile Takeover Thwarted. Now that is just one step, like I said earlier, into making sure I can use Goblin gear in Venom Goblin instead of, or rather Goblin gimmicks in Venom Goblin rather than Goblin gear. So even though you're not going to see this video until, or rather you're not going to see the next video until next week, I'm going to go ahead, clear this up, and go ahead and play the next villain, which is Mutagen Formula. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.